I want to talk a little bit about internal solitude. Why is it as human beings we fear being alone? Why is solitude so difficult for humans? And I was thinking of an answer, a simple answer that I can give to that. And it's this. We as humans are externally connected and externally dependent. So then the way I thought about it was this. When we're born, we're dependent on our caregivers, our role models, such as our parents, to bring us up. In order to survive, we need to eat. So we're dependent on shops. We're dependent on food. In order to survive for our families, for ourselves, we need money. So we're dependent on companies giving us a job. As humans, we want to be connected with other humans, so we're dependent on other humans. So it's interesting how the dynamic and the trajectory of our lives are that we are externally dependent on something. But when we go through life, there will always be times where that stops, or something bad happens, which means that something we were externally dependent on, it no longer exists. So for example, it can be that we're out of a job for a month, 6 months to a year, and we don't have any money coming in. We may have got divorced, split up with someone that we were so codependent on in a relationship, and that note's no longer available. So let's just think about that for a moment, is that we are externally dependent. Our actions as human beings are catered towards being or seeking something external. And if you look at it from the lens of solitude and which means simply being by yourself and being in a position of grounding with yourself, there will always be a moment in time where we have to feel, we have to be by ourselves, we have to be alone. And naturally, for a lot of humans, that is very scary, to be alone. What is it like to be alone? We don't know. So if you think about the external trajectory I was talking about, we are externally connected if you see it. And so then nobody has taught us to be by ourselves. Nobody has taught us how to control our emotions and feelings. Nobody has taught us solitude. But there'll always be a time in life, and the way life works is that it will put us in a position of solitude at some point, where that means we have to seek within, introspection. But that's also the challenge, and that's why I feel a lot of humans, or we as humans, struggle, because when we need to feel, when we are by ourselves, we don't know what to do. And when those external options are not available, we feel lost. It's not the fault of humans, it's just the way the world works. So when we're not connected with ourselves, when we don't know who we are internally, spiritually, it can be very challenging when we have no choice but to seek within. And that's where the fear comes in, is that humans don't want to be alone, because like I said, we want to connect with friends, we want to be able to connect externally. But the funny thing is about life is that our external world something is always happening in our external world. The world will shake. What's important is to make sure that you don't shake with it. The idea behind solitude is that when your external world shakes, you remain and hold firm. That means being at comfort with yourself, but also navigating through life, the messy waters of life, the sudden shakes of life, but you are able to pass through them, overcome them, and move forward. So solitude means, as I've mentioned, when we're in solitude, one of the questions a human being will ask is, how do I be alone? I don't want to be alone. I hate being alone. But that's because that the external world has shut down from them, because either they can't trust someone anymore, or they can't find a job, anything external, that those doors that they're looking to go into stay shut. The only door that's open is within here, within your mind, body and soul. And externally, we're always seeking answers externally, but all the answers are internal. They're all internal. And the only way you can figure that out is by understanding yourself and saying hello to yourself. Solitude can be anything. It can be grounding yourself for a couple of minutes through meditation, breathing, watching your thoughts, understanding yourself, how you can grow through life. And in order to, that one way that helped me start with it is just by, if I was, for example, if I'm crying, or if I'm feeling really angry and frustrated, I try and connect with that feeling. You can just say to yourself, I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling frustrated because of this, because of that. And when you do that, you instantly acknowledge the feeling. You instantly acknowledge that emotion that you are going through right now. Emotions will always come and go. They'll come in waves. You'll feel happy one time and you'll feel sad the next. But essentially, solitude means that you are comfortable with those waves. No matter what, no matter how you feel, you can sit there knowing that you can connect with those feelings and emotions and be able to navigate and walk through them. And the funny thing is about internal solitude is that the wisdom you seek is always comes from within. It just takes some moments to listen to yourself and connect with yourself. And those answers that you want to seek externally won't be there. All the answers are within here. So, they won't come logically, they come through emotionally. But those moments of when you feel and connect with yourself, those sudden shifts, you'll notice the shifts within yourself. From a moment you feel really sad, there'll be a time where you start to feel more happier. And it just comes from feeling. So I advise you to sit with yourself in solitude from time to time. Even if you need to start, just start with 1 minute, 2 minutes, say hello to yourself. It'll become easier. You'll be able to become a lot more comfortable feeling the waves of emotion. It's so important that in a world that will continue to move, we have to hold firm to navigate through life. It's challenging. Life is hard. But the only way in which we can make it slightly easier for ourselves is to become emotionally strong and spiritually strong from within. And that's how I wanted to end this video. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more.